Hello guys, this is me, Alf Simpson Bookery, and I'm going to show you the pickups for the last 2 days. So let's do this. So first thing is I've been brought a Nintendo Switch 2, which I have been enjoying, and yes, hold on. It is actually the copy with Mario Kart World with it, so yep, got it digitally, even though you can see a few of the games on it, but I'll show you what I did get with it. So I basically got Bendy and the Ink Machine, which I haven't really played on any of these because I've only just got it like yesterday. I mean, I played on some of them, but not all of them. Five Nights at Freddy's Core Collection. I've played on FNAF 1, still a good game. Security Breach, which a lot of these Five Nights at Freddy's games, I had to have all these because, you know, it is my sort of thing, and I adore the FNAF franchise. Help Wanted and Help Wanted 2. Into the Pit, which is like the newest one what come out. Sonic Forces, which I need to play on this one because I have fun with this one. Teen Sonic Racing. I don't think it was that bad on the Switch. I mean, I had the Switch Lite years ago, which as a kid I went funny with it, but I'm not really now, as I am a game collector now, proper one. So yeah, but yeah, these are the ones I did get, and then obviously I did also get this one as well, what did have a slipcover, which is Sonic Origins Plus, which is really nice. This is the one. Basically, we got these all from Smiths, apart from Teen Sonic Racing and Bendy and the Ink Machine, because you can't get those at Smiths. But yeah, really nice slipcover. Obviously, there's a few scuffs on it, but really nice one. And this is the one with the booklet in it, as you can see. And that's why I held it off getting this one at CEX, because same with Mania, because, you know, in the Grimsby one, they intentionally throw away slipcovers. They say they don't, but they actually do. So you never know what you're getting from them, because they can whip you off. But as you can see, I put the reversible cover because that looks better. And we always like to have alternative artwork. So yeah, those are those Switch games. Basically, I traded in my Steelbooks I didn't want. They took everything, but they didn't accept Venom, which, as much as I love the Grimsby CEX, I can't fucking understand why they didn't take Venom, because it wasn't because it was dented. Okay, it had a few dents and scratches on it. I mean, you saw it on that video. I traded in all those ones in. Okay, I didn't even put the Indiana Jones collection in either. But basically, Venom didn't get accepted. So it peed me off, if you know what I mean. And it wasn't even an American one. It wasn't. Because it's like, I check all my discs and that, and the problem was, okay, and be disgusted when I say it, because the picture on that design is not the right picture they think. It doesn't fucking matter, like, they're not going to be funny with Grimsby CEX, but they did accept Joker, which I don't think I showed that on video. The Joker 4K, I should have really showed it in that like last video, because I forgot to show that. But it was actually an Italy copy, so I think they don't really. It depends who's actually on, because I know they do sometimes slip. So yeah, it's weird because it is, to my experience, it is tradable. I do know better when it comes to imports or pirate copies and that, but yeah, I just think they're being fussy. But whatever I did get on my voucher, like from what I've used, obviously I'm not going to say anything. I did actually get a Switch 2 game, which is Cyberpunk, which I actually had fun on. This is the game I've been playing on. So yeah, which is very good if you ask me. So yeah. And that's how a Switch 2 game looks like as well, a physical one, because they don't match with the original Switch now. So it's very interesting what the Switch collection is going to be like now. And yeah, I'm really happy to get this console at least 2 months late. Now I can get into the Switch, but it's the fact I can check these games out, and this is a very good game. Yeah, it is complete and everything as well, which is very surprising for CEX standards. It even has the stickers inside, so this was 55 quid, which I think this is like 60 quid at Smith's, and yeah, a couple quid cheaper. CEX, especially this condition, is very passable. I couldn't go wrong with it because in the day, obviously someone must have not liked this game, or someone brought it and thought it was an original Switch and it wasn't. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I'm really glad I've got it. Obviously someone could have bulk buyed it, that's another experience, but yeah. And what else I did get as well on the CEX, yeah, so what I'm saying is the other things I did get with the CEX voucher on those steelbooks is a couple PS3 games. So this is what I found. So I've got the Saw game, which yeah, this does look really cool if you ask me. Yep, I can see Billy the Puppet there. Yeah, I know they made another game for this one, Saw 2, which I will be going to track that one down, which I know is a 40-50 quid game, but I mean, the way I'm trading at the minute, I could do it. So yeah, that is a complete game. I can't remember because I did trade this in at one point, but I don't know if this is my copy or not. It doesn't look like it is, but it could be, because with that residue on it, obviously it's been there for a long time, so it could be my copy, but I don't know. But I'm glad I've got it back now. I think the only reason why I traded this game, you know, like earlier this year to be exact, because I did have this game like last year, but it's because it was up because back then I was fucking getting steelbooks and that, and obviously some of it was like for the sake of it and that. That's why I'm trying to keep, you know, the best ones now. And to be fair, thinking about it, I think I'm more gonna be into gaming wise, you know, at this point. So yeah, that's another thing. Also got Madagascar Carts, which this is really cool if you ask me. Yeah, I do grew up with the Madagascar films, like I said, but this, I can't remember if I had this or not years ago, so this is a very interesting buy. So yeah, it's not complete though. I'm not fussed if these have no manuals in, so yeah, it's just the fact, you know, I did what I did. Let me leave a few of these ones out because I got those from somewhere else, but this one here is a Street Fighter 4, which I'm glad I've got this one back as well. I did have this one originally, but I must have traded it for just, you know, trying to recuperate on steelbooks at the time, but glad I've got it back. Which yeah, I'm like I said, this looks very obscure game, and it's not only that, I do love the Street Fighter film with Van Damme, and I'm pretty sure this is where it's based from. I'm going to try and give a lot of these games now a chance. That's how I see it, and this could be my copy because I remember having my one with the manual. But then again, the PS3 was massive back in the day, so I could be wrong, because this could have been, you know, like a new delivery in. But so that could be my one, but don't know. But anyway, so these games here, these few, this is a massive shout out to Steve Formley, because I requested him to do the Cash Converters PS3 games in, you know, the 8.5 area to be exact, which how I call it is obviously Wobbs, because yeah, we do know some of the guys who worked there back then, obviously. So yeah, that's what we call it, obviously. In he basically had a few PS3 games that caught my eye on. So yeah, so show you these. Got 3 here. So yeah, there was a lot, but a lot of it's, you know, fodder really, and you know, your typical games you always see in the wild. But these are the ones you not really don't. So you've got Bolt here. Yeah, these were not bad buys, to be fair. Yeah. And by the way, none of these you can get in the Grimsby CEX. I mean, this one you can get in Hull, but found it here, which is easier. And yeah, there is the disc there for bolts. I don't know if there's any differences between this and the PS2 version, but glad I got it. I think this was like a £5, so yeah, not bad. Even though, from what I've been told, these do go close to CEX money, but I don't really care because I knew these were going to be like worth a couple of quid anyway, if that, even though it's like 10-15 probably for this slot. I did get Planet 51, the game. This is a game I actually really wanted, like, for quite a bit, because in 2020 I did have a PS3, if you guys didn't know, like, given to me, because in my life I had like 3 PS3s. Like, I've got, no, actually 4, because there's one, right, we had, like, from when it first come out, you know, the fat one, what could, I think, play PS2 games, even though I don't really recall us having any PS2 games, because, like, we didn't really have a clue at the time. Like, we had that for many years, and I think it broke in 2017, but we still had all the games in that. I think it was until we moved, like, in 2017-18, where all the games, you know, disappeared and, you know, fucked off completely. And then obviously in 2020, I got given a PS3 because one of my sister's friends at the time, you know, had one still, and it was in good condition, but the remote, like, the console was all working and that, but what happened was the remotes was fucked, like, dodgy and that, but he gave me some games with it, and this was one of them. Like, this was like the only good one as well, like the only good movie tie-in game, obviously, because the rest of it was like crap, really. There was like FIFA and SmackDown versus Raw, like 2009 and that sort of stuff, but yeah, I just have nostalgia on some of those ones, you know. That's why I had to get this one back in the collection, and glad I did, because then in 2023 I felt like getting the PS3 for a particular reason, to play on Family Guy Back to the Multiverse, and you know, and that's what we did, because I did that well. My parents, you know, fucked off to Turkey, and you know, that's what we did, because I had to be, you know, watched at my nan's at the time. And then obviously that console, when I did get that PS3 in 2023, and by the way, 2023, basically what happened to that one, which, by the way, I think the one I got given in 2020 as well as the one in 2023, and obviously my one now, I think those are slim ones. It was just my old one, what was the PS2 compatible one, just to let you guys know. Basically the 2020, you know, free one, what we did get, basically fucked, basically. Well, I wouldn't say fucked, but it fucked like a few months after I played, you know, some of the games. And I think the disc drive was like fucked for no reason. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I don't think I found out till, I'd say, early 2024, but we did get it replaced straight away. So yeah, and that's how I've ended up with that other PS3, which, you know, has been the rest of the eternity. So yeah, and it is working and everything. The only issue, I mean, on my one now is just the disc drive again, but it's fine. It is fine because, you know, it is working and everything. It's just that the only thing the disc drive really does on this one is that sometimes when you inject it, it obviously, I wouldn't say it gets stuck, but like, refuses to come out. So I think, you know, with some of the problem is obviously the dust what gets to them type thing. I don't know how to really fix them myself, so yeah, that's just another thing about it. But yeah, so I've basically been through 4 PS3 consoles, you know, in my whole life. So yeah, glad I've got this game back anyway. I can't remember if that copy was complete or not, my old copy of Planet 51, which, what happened to all my old PS3 games in like 2020 and even from when I was a kid? The ones from when I was a kid, like I said, those left straight away, like as we was moving all those years ago. And as for the games in 2020, I think we dumped them. I mean, there wasn't really worth CEX money what we had in that year, because then I had a few old Call of Duties and like GTA 5. You know, GTA 5 is not really worth a lot on the PS3. It's the PS4 or 5 version what it is. But yeah, glad about having this game, obviously. It's a complete one with the manual, and I think there's inside artwork. Yeah, very cool. That is the quality of games, to be fair, because this is a movie I do want to watch as well, Planet 51, and don't call me crazy on this, but I actually do. It looks interesting and obscure for a kids film, so yeah. And I don't know what was the closest CEX for this one, but it definitely wasn't in, you know, Grimsby or Hull or whatever, because I have looked online. But still, massive shout out to Steve Thornley on both of those, and as well as this game as well, Fight Night Round 4. Yeah, I hear these games are really good, and these are the only sort of sports games I do, because I do like the style of the Fight Night series, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Yeah. And I'm very surprised that all these games are complete with the manuals. I think what they do in that cash converters, unlike the one in Cleethorpes, is that they seem to keep manuals behind the counters, probably because it's the roughest part of Grimsby. So, yeah, quite interesting there. And there you go. And then I've got a few more things I did get from that particular cash converters, which Steve Thornley is going to be so shocked about this, because I know he doesn't really go out about every day, but mate, sorry, but I have found these, just to let you know, and this has to be pure luck when I say this, and this is a success and a fail for CEX. So let me explain, if you know what I mean. So first of all, I'm going to show you the one I'm keeping, even though I might keep the other one, but I'll definitely keep in this one, Insidious Chapter 3. Now, I know I do have my DVD box set, I'm still keeping that one, but it's just nice to have a Blu-ray copy, and especially that this is actually, funny enough, worth £1.30 trade-in, so yeah, that is definitely your money's worth there, because this was only £1, so yeah. And as much as you think, mate, yeah, I definitely agree. They don't seem to check on Blu-rays. I mean, there is a lot of common ones, but like those ones you got, you know, something about Mary and that, I don't think they really seem to care. I mean, the one in Cleethorpes does, but I'm very shocked, if you know what I mean, about finding these ones. But there's also, you know, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which this is like a 90s film. This was £1 we paid for, but I don't think this is going to be accepted, so I might keep this one. I know it's a horror film, but then again, I don't know if this jumps or not, because there is a bit of mark on the disc. I don't think you'll be able to see in the light, but there is a deep mark on it, and that could, you know, say no to CX, because it's quite severe. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see on light. Hold on. Hang on. Either way, there is a mark on it. Yeah, there you go. If you can see it up there, I can't get that off. So, you know, that's probably going to have to stay in the collection. So, yeah, it's kind of a success but fail, even though that would have been a good trade, that, to be fair. But the final one, this one really was shocking, and I couldn't believe finding this one. And I only did a video about talking about the 88 Films ones and said how bad the transfers were on these. But I found the original releases of the American Pie films. I mean, this is only the first three, but once I've scanned this onto my phone, because, yeah, I'm filming with a phone all right, I could not believe this, okay? This I paid was £2. Scammed it in, £5 trading. Honestly, I could not believe it. Like, I'm pretty sure the reason why it's still worth something, but it's a little bit, is probably because of the 88 releases. But don't give me wrong on that. But I think, though, this is an incomplete box set. But it's, then again, I think it's because it's the Blu-ray ones for the American Pie films. That's probably why as well, especially that the old films. Because as a tip, always find old films on Blu-ray, then they will be worth something. So, yeah, £2 into £5 is quite good if you ask me, because I know what you're going to say, Steve Thornley. I know what you're going to say. If I didn't go inside that Cash Converters, you would have definitely have snapped this up, because you absolutely would. And yes, I will definitely trade it in, because this is in very good condition. I've checked all the discs and everything. This will pass. So I'll show you the discs and everything. And yes, this isn't the uncut versions. I mean, I've got the films releases, so there's no need to really for me to keep these. I only got this to trade, so yeah, because I couldn't believe it. But there you go. I'll show you these anyway, because I did have these as well at one point, these releases. And obviously, I did have it on Steelbook, which I have traded it in. If you want it, grab it, obviously. But, yeah, so you got the first American Pie. The guy was unsure about where he'd put the discs, because these have no title, so I told him which ones, because I've seen these discs numerous of times. So that's the first one with the pie. This is American Pie 2. I wish these were the uncut ones, but for the better, you guys all agree this should get traded, because these are crap transfers anyway. I'd rather have the 88 film releases of these. Okay, that is the second one. You can tell there's the band, like the beat to Bandcamp. So yeah, I think he thought that was the third one, but then again, it's okay for him to mix them up. There you go. And that's the American Pie, The Wedding, which, you know, I'm very shocked about finding. Wait. That is the Beats Bandcamp, the third one. But yeah, what's shocking about these is that you get the digital copies and the Blu-rays. So whoever took this in must have been with the same batch with the Something About Mary Blu-ray and that Death Proof and Starship Troopers. I should imagine those were the same person that took them in, because, I mean, finding that, £5 trading into, like, £2 into £5 trading, that is unbelievable. Like, you don't find stuff like this in this town, and as much as my charity shops are dead now, I mean, my workplace, I mean, is shut down. And I mean shut down. It is absolutely sad. I mean, let me tell you something about my workplace. That place meant, and I mean meant a lot to me. It was next to the one next to Iceland, I think, and near the Heart Foundation. That place meant a lot to me as a kid, because that was when we did loads and loads of VHS update videos. Like, those were the glory days of my channel. I mean, VHS openings, VHS closings, I did it all back then. I used to snap up everything I'd find. Now it's no. I mean, VHS, I mean, is dead. But as for gaming and you know, finding stuff in the wild in, like, the charity shops and that, No, because if Steve Formley can find, stuff in the wild, maybe I can as well. So, yeah. And I think in this American Pie box, it has to be pure luck how I found that. Because, like I said, if I left this to a day where he's doing all the shops, I would have reckoned he would have brought this straight away. And I don't blame him. But I still think the reason why it's still worth summer is, but not a lot, is like I say, these are the crap, transfers of the films. So yeah, and I don't know, I think you might have gotten these in the collection, I don't know, but it's still a great find anyway. But yeah, that workplace, just meant a lot for VHSs and that years ago. And yeah, and oh, another thing, I know I don't think Steve Formley will remember this, but they had PS2 games as well all those years ago as well. Now they don't, they never for a really long time, but I know they, in 2019 and that, yeah, they did. That's what I mean, those were the really glory days then, but obviously now it isn't. But yeah, very good find that. And like I said, it's not the first time I found stuff in the wild what's worth something. I mean, I found Family Guy Back to the Multiverse on the Xbox 360, that was worth something. That was worth 14 quid or something. I mean, definitely traded that in, because why the fuck not? And plus, I loved Family Guy. I mean, if Steve Formley, again, same thing, if I left that completely, then I know for a fact he would have brought that, because yeah, it's Family Guy, it's worth something. I think we all know Back to the Multiverse is always going to be a game what's worth value. But yeah, I don't know if you've got it in the collection, mate, but I do recommend it. So yeah, there you go. That's the finds at the Cash Converters then. And finally, we went to Cash Creators. They had some really good stock, and this is why I think old stuff will not die, even though VHSs have died, because you don't find those in a while now. And yeah, you will agree, because there's only one shop in town that sells VHSs now, like an autistic shop, and that's it. What Foundation's closed down, stopped selling them. Now my work, yeah, bad. Now, I can't do a video on this one to see what's on it, because I would have definitely have done so, but because I'm at my nana's house, I can't. So, here, in Cash Creators, Steve Formley will be absolutely shocked I found this. But I found a pirate DVD, and I got it for free. Yeah, I got it for free, and I will do a short when I can to check what's on this. Is it a cinema one or is it not? This is a 2000s film called The Hours, or also known as The Hour. So yeah, this is a pirate, and there you go. I mean, very shocked. I know all of us think, yeah, very hard to find these in the wild. Yep, that is true. Apart from Morrison's, obviously, I always find them there. But yeah, I couldn't believe finding it. So that's another thing. And yeah, I'll definitely check what's on it, because this might be cinema one, it might not, I don't even know. But they had some really good stock in. I mean, one thing I had my eye on was GTA the Trilogy for 30 quid. And they had 3 copies. I would love to get one, because that is actually a good deal, because that's 38 at CEX. So I know that I've saved, 8 quid there. But yeah, he had some really good stock in Cash Creators. Good stock of Switch games. Funny enough, he had Five Nights at Freddy's in. He had that on Switch and PS4. Even the loose discs. They even sell discs very loose in Cash Creators. It's crazy. But yeah, loads of PS2 games, but there was shit ones. PS3 games, not a lot. It was just, GTA 5 and the usual shit. But what else did he have? This is what I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe this, and this is what I mean. Stuff finding you think will be dead. VHS will be dead, but this is a massive no-no. Is a massive no-no dead, because I found GameCube games and M64 games. Now, Steve Formley, I am very aware you did find GoldenEye and it sold straight away because it was boxed. And that was only in St. Andrews alone. But this gets so insane. I found like 4 GameCube games, and sadly all these were priced CEX money, because if they wasn't, honestly, I would have definitely have snapped those up. I mean, I was Googling them and everything, because I was like, holy shit. I've got photos of it, by the way, so if you guys interested in photos, I'll definitely send you guys them, because it is insane. But they had, right, Smash Bros. They had a Sonic game, I think, on the GameCube. I think it was Sonic Riders or something. But they also had Mario Sunshine, and I can't remember what the other game was. But then on the N64, like, I couldn't believe finding this one. But I found South Park on the N64, boxed and everything. Couldn't believe it. 35 quid. I don't even know if that's a good deal or not. Left it anyway, but I couldn't believe it. Like, I had to snap it up. Like, I didn't have to snap it up, obviously, but, like, because I didn't get it. But, like, I had to, like, take photo of it, even though it was in shit condition anyway, the box. So, yeah, but the thing is, from what I've been told, you'll never find a consoles to those in the wild. That is false, because once I got back to this house and I actually checked CEX, because you'd very like to think stuff like the N64, like the console to it, will be very hard to find. The answer is no. Not for a 20-year-old console. For a 30, 40-year-old console, no. I mean, they even had the original Sonic in Cash Creators, 20 quid. So it's very shocking, like, that people still have them. But then again, more people will have them because they're collectibles, if you know what I mean. Like, the GameCube, the reason why the GameCube is a lot sought after, because Nintendo, like, bombed when it first come out. Everyone was into PS2 or the original Xbox. And yeah, excuse me indeed. But still, it's like, that's why the GameCube goes for ridiculous in CEX. But yes, finding, you know, old games like that, yeah, it can be dead, like in the charity shops, but definitely not in the wild. Always worth looking, because Steve Formley will say this as well. Game Boy Advance games, like, there was one time he found loads for £1 each. And that's sweet alone. So, I mean, you do get really good finds end of day, but I just couldn't resist, if you knew what I mean. But still, glad I got a pirate DVD for free anyway. So there you have it. That is the finds today, and hope you enjoyed this video. I was so relieved. I couldn't believe any of this. Honestly, I'm glad I went and traded my steelbooks in, because I reckon if I never, I wouldn't have come back with that or Planet 51. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm just hoping I could find more stuff to possibly trade. But then again, I think this might be a one-off. But still, I just couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. But still, that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.